So this will be the part 2 of the recorded discussion for the laws of motion. So previously we discussed the concepts of vectors, okay, and apply it to the free body diagramming. Okay, so actually we can use different objects or let's say shapes. No, this one could be either a triangle, ito, pwedeng square or etc. But for now, box ang gagamitin natin. Okay, so for this sample problem, you are asked to draw a free body diagram of an egg that is free falling from a nest in a tree, neglecting the air resistance. Okay? So assuming that this is your egg. So the box here is your egg. This one. Okay? This one. Okay? Ito yung egg nyo. So the dot represents the center of gravity of an object. So the dot here inside the box represents the center of gravity. So the object can be of any shape as long as the center of gravity is present and where the force vectors are connected. Okay? So let's say this is the egg that is free falling from a nest in a tree. So you're gonna think of what type of forces that is present in an egg that is free falling from a nest. So, kaya siya nalalaglag because of a what? Gravity. So, there is a gravitational force. So, you are asked to neglect the air resistance. So, by the way, what is air resistance? Okay, for example, magpapalipad ka ng eroplano. Assuming you are to neglect the resistance of the air. Pag pinalipad mo yun, dire-diretso yun, di ba? But then, the air neglects what? The movement of that object. Therefore, magiging ano siya, magiging randomize yung movement ng airplane mo. So, meron tayong air resistance. A good example pa, meron kang, sabihin natin, maliit na bag na may lamang parang chocolate. Nasa 40th floor ka ng isang building. Pag binagsak mo yon, hindi yon saktong babagsak the same way papaano mo siya binitawan. Hindi sa location na yon because of the air resistance. Okay? So the air resistance affects the speed and even the trapping side of that object. Okay? So for example, dito, ano kaya yung pag neglect natin yung air resistance? What would be the image or the picture of a pre-body diagram of an egg that is free-falling from a nest? Ganyan. Okay? So, F sub G or wag mo na kahit isulat yung buong gravity, F sub G na lang. So, sir, question, why is it walang normal force? So, take note, nagkaka-normal force lang tayo whenever meron tayong ano, yan, may normal line tayo. For example, meron tayo ditong, sabi natin, itong egg na to, nilagay mo sa isang lamesa. Therefore, there will be a, what? Force due to gravity and normal force. And the normal force would be drawn like this. Ganyan. Okay? Eh kaso nga nalalaglag siya. So, hindi ganyan. Okay? Ganito lang po siya kasimple. Okay? Sample problem number 2. Draw a free body diagram of a skydiver that is descending at a constant velocity considering the air resistance. Paano yun? Okay, consider the air resistance. So may air resistance ngayon. So it is important to identify what kind of force is acting on an object by using a subscript. Yung subscript na tinutukoy dyan, yung F sub G, force due to gravity, F sub N, force due to what? Normal force. Okay? Yung F sub N. F sub A, ano yun? Applied. Diba? So, the arrow would be like this. Okay? But air resistance. Siyempre, nineneglect ng ano. Kasi nga sabi, consider the air resistance eh. So, yung skydiver ngayon, na tumalon, that nagde-descend at a constant velocity, naapektan yung air resistance doon. No? So, siyempre, pag may presence ng air, hindi siya vacuum, naapektuhan yung bilis niya. Okay? Then, gravity, kaya siya babagsak. Okay? Next. If a rightward force is applied to a book, o in-apply mo daw, rightward force, galing right. Okay, rightward force is applied to a book in order to move it across a desk at a constant velocity, meron ka daw force na ginamit para itulak yung object, considering only the frictional forces and neglecting air resistance. Kung nakalapag siya, anong forces kaya ang meron tayo? Tingnan natin. So, automatic, meron kang gravitational force. O, ulitin natin ang gravitational force, since nakalapag siya, meron ka. Kaya meron kang F sub G. Okay? Kaya kami normal force kasi nakalapag din siya. Okay? Opposite siya ng gravitational force. So, applied. Sabi kasi dito, rightward force is applied to a book. Okay? Kaya nandito yung applied force mo. Okay? So, since gumalaw siya, nagkakaroon ng friction dun sa lamesa at dun sa libro. So, may frictional force ka or F sub F. F sub F pag sinulat yan, ganyan na. Yan. Pag applied, F sub A. Pag air resistance, binobuo natin yung air. Ginagawang buong air siya. Pero pag applied, A lang. Okay? So, drawing a surface can help identify the forces involved. So, yung mga surfaces na yun, like slope, for example, straight line, path, okay, good yun para mas maintindihan mo maigi. Okay? So, draw a free body diagram of a gymnast holding onto a bar. So, let's say that this one is your what? Bar. With its two hands is suspended motionless in midair. So, assuming this is your gymnast. Ito yung gymnast mo Nakasuspend daw siya. Ibig sabihin, nakakapit dun sa bar. So, possible, nakaganyan siya. Or nakaganto. Okay? Ang tawag natin pag suspended yung force is tension. Example, hawak-hawak mo yung bag mo. Tension yon. Pag hawak-hawak mo, may hawk bag ka, dalawa yung, diba, yung sukbitan nun. Minsan, diba, may habit tayo na sa gilid lang natin siya sinusuot. Tension force yon. And because of gravity, hindi siya nalalaglag. Diba? So, we have two forces ng tension. F sub T, tension force. So, drawing the ceiling can help identify the forces involved. 3 laws of motion. Okay? So, I hope you understand the free body diagram. So, practice makes perfect. So, try to answer different sets of free body diagram problems, then try solving other problems that are unique or let's say complicated. For example, merong kotse na dumadaos-dos sa bundok. What would be the picture of that free body diagram? So, syempre nakaslope siya. So, nakatagilid. Pero may gravity pa rin doon. May normal force ba doon? May applied ba doon? May frictional force ba doon? Hindi natin alam. So the first law of motion, so every object continues in its state of rest or of uniform velocity in a straight line as long as no net force acts on it. So this is called the law of inertia. It defines a special set of reference frames called inertial frames. So we call this an inertial frame of reference. So, the tendency of an object to resist any attempt to change its velocity is known as inertia. So, mass is a property of an object that specifies how much resistance an object exhibits to change in its velocity. So, mass is the measure of inertia of an object. So, in the SI system, mass is measured in kilograms. So, that's why whenever it is in different quantity, let's say decigram, centigram, megagram, gigagram, you should convert it into kilogram whenever solving for inertia. So mass is not weight. Okay? Mass is property of an object. Let's say all objects has a mass. But when we say weight, weight is a type of force exerted on that object by gravity because an object influenced by gravity has a weight. Kaya natin siya tinitimbang. Diba pag tinitimbang natin siya, patong natin siya. Okay? Pagkapatong natin sa kanya, yung weighing scale, magkakaroon ng representation kung gaano siya kabigat. And that is weight. So mass, technically, is innate in an object. However, we cannot determine the exact amount of that particular object in mass if we will not going to get the mass through weighing it. Okay? So the difference between the two is mass is innate in that object, weight is influenced by gravity. Example, pwede ba sila parehas eh? Example, ako ang mass ko 35 kilograms. Correct. Paano mo papatunayan yon? Ititimbang ko sarili ko. Due to the gravity or gravitational force sa Earth, ang timbang ko ay saktong 35 kilograms. Ganun lang kasimple. So an inertial reference frame is one in which Newton's first law is valid. In accelerating reference frames, Newton's first law does not hold. For example, if your reference frame is an accelerating car, let's say may kotse na unti-unting bumibilis. An object such as a cup resting on the dashboard may begin to move toward you. Example, sobrang bilis mo magpatakbo. Diba naglalagay ka ng mga bagay-bagay sa harap ng kotse mo? So it stayed at rest as long as the car's velocity remains constant. Ibig sabihin, kung pare-parehas ang iyong takbo, constant lang, hindi yan gagalaw. But a sudden change in velocity will result in inertia. The cup accelerated toward you but neither you nor anything else exerted a force on it in that direction. Ano mangyayari? Yung object ngayon na nandun sa kotse mo, pag nagbago ka ng bilis or bumagal ka, tendency, pumunta sa'yo. Di ba? Kaya nilagay tayo ng pusa. Yung pusa na nakaway-kaway, nilalagay natin yon sa harap ng kotse o kaya mga aso na gumagalaw yung heads. Pag yon hindi fully na nakadikit, example, movable siya, sobrang constant yung speed mo, wala yon, di gagalaw yon. Pero pagka, pare, bumilis ka ng 160 km per hour, bigla ka nag 180 or bigla ka nag-decelerate, sabihin natin nag-set 20 biglang mong binagayan. Yung object either pumunta sa'yo or pumunta sa harap. Magkakaroon ka ng displacement ng object na yon. And that is the first law of motion. Ganun lang kasimple. Okay? So net force. So when we see net force, the word net is simply what? Total or summation. Yun lang yun. Iisa lang yan. Net, summation, tsaka total. Is the vector sum of the forces acting on an object. So the F sub net or the net force is equal to F sub 1, F sub 2, and so forth. Let's say meron tayo tatlong klaseng forces. For example, 3 Newton, 4 Newton, tapos 6 Newton. What would be the net force? E di ang dali, 3 plus 4 plus 6. E di magiging 13 Newton. So if the sum of the forces is equal to 0, there is no net force, thus they are considered balanced and the object is at rest. Okay? If the sum of the forces is equal to 0, again, there is no net force, thus they considered balanced and the object is at rest. Ano ibig sabihin nun? A good example of this is tug of war. Diba? Sabihin daw, equal to 0 kapag walang net force and they are considered balanced. Paano itsura nun? Ganyan, no? So, when we say balanced forces pala, before tayo mag-process dun sa may example na yun na tug of war, balanced forces are forces acting on an object are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction and lie along the same line. Pag naging unbalanced ngayon siya, magkakaroon ka ng paghila sa other way ng force. Example, itong carrot na to, nakalambitin dito sa stick. Ngayon, since balance ang force na 50 Newton to 50 Newton ang tension force at gravitational force, remain constant na nandito yung object mo. However, pag pinutol mo tong tension force mo dito, tendency nun, tataas ang gravitational force, hihilahin niya pababa yung object. And that is the time na tinatawag natin yung unbalanced force. So, since there is no more force that counteracts the pull of gravity, syempre mananaig siya, the forces are now unbalanced. Kasi wala na yung tension force eh. Wala na yung tali na nag-hold in place dun sa stick. Ito yun. So forces are said to be balanced forces if the net force is equal to 0 and there is no motion. Ito example. Okay? Eto, naghihila yan si tatlo. Parehas ng puwersa. So, therefore, balance siya. Pag naging unbalanced na yan, for example, mas naging greater ang inexert na force ng nasa left side, magkakaroon ka ng unbalanced force kasi hihilahin mo na siya pakaliwa. Okay? Forces are said to be unbalanced forces if the net force is not equal to zero. So unbalanced forces may cause acceleration and change in object's motion, speed, or direction. That's why pag nagtatag of war kayo, who has a greater force, kanya mapupunta yung momentum, mahihila mo lahat, no? So, kaya nga minsan the greater the quantity, the greater the force is. For example, kung pare-pareha kayo ng forces katulad dito sa left picture, di magiging balance siya. Ngayon, pag nagdagdag ka ng tao or nag-exert ka ng mas maraming puwersa, mahihila mo siya. And that is unbalanced force. Okay? So a system in static equilibrium is a system that remains at rest without any external forces acting on it. Dynamic equilibrium is a system that continuously moves in a straight path without acceleration and constant velocity. Example nito yung soccer or football, no? So without acceleration, constant ang velocity. Constant yung bilis ng bola pagkasipa mo, di ba? Example, sample problem. A school bus comes to a sudden stop and all the backpacks on the floor start to slide forward. What force causes them to do that? So, anong sagot natin? It isn't force that does it. By Newton's first law, the backpacks continue their state of motion. Di ba gumagalaw yung kotse, yung sasakyan, yung bus maintaining their velocity. Technically, kung umaandar yung bus, umaandar din yung object nasa loob. Pero constant. Di ba? So the backpack slow down if a force is applied, such as friction with the floor. Kaya siya gagalaw. Kasi nag-sudden stop ka Nawala na yung constant mong velocity, tendency, yung mga object na nasa loob ng bus, since nasa continuous motion siya na gumagalaw siya, madidistrap yon. Gagalaw ngayon yon. And kaya siya dadaos-dos papunta sa'yo because of friction. Diba? May contact siya dun sa surface. Okay, so this will be the second part of our recorded discussion for the laws of motion. Okay.